Welcome to our 6th Food and Nutrition Fair and our food demo. My name is Sabine Haake and I'm one of the dietitians here at the Community Health Resource Center. And today we are going to take some time to make 2 recipes that include beans, canned beans at that, and a variety of pantry items that you might be having at this time of the year, but also local as well as seasonal produce. We're going to start out with showing you how to make a Mediterranean bean salad, and then we're going to go over and show you how to make a spring bean salad. All right, Elena, my partner in crime, will do the Mediterranean bean salad.
Okay, so we're going to I'm Elena, I'm one of the dietitians here at the Community Health Resource Center, and we're gonna demonstrate a Mediterranean bean salad. It's very easy to make. We're gonna start with 2 types of beans, cannellini and garbanzo. So we use canned beans because they're kind of versatile and everybody has them in their pantry. You can get plenty of options, low sodium, no salt added. You can also rinse them well, and they're gonna you can get rid of extra sodium this way. But beans are very healthy and nutrient-packed kind of foods that, besides the fiber, it's also a great source of. They're also a great source of plant-based protein, and it's a complex carbohydrate, so can make. It's a great ingredient to kind of make a balanced meal. They're also high in a lot of minerals like potassium, phosphorus, magnesium, zinc, iron, and folate. So they're very, very excellent for your health. They're high in soluble fiber. They can lower cholesterol and blood sugar. And I can go on and on about the benefits of eating beans. But we have 2 types, cannellini and garbanzo, which I'm going to scoop out in this large bowl.
I like to point out that almost every culture on this planet has a bean that they have in their culinary arsenal. So we chose 2, cannellini and garbanzos, which are more known for the Mediterranean area, but every other place has one too.
Yes. We'll continue with 2 more ingredients that can be actually part of your pantry. They can be canned or jarred. We have artichoke hearts that we add, so we use the jarred artichoke hearts. And also the cherry peppers, which they're very nice. They look like this in a jar, and they can add a little bit of sourness to the salad, almost like having extra dressing on top. We also have some raw vegetable as ingredients, such as cherry tomatoes, and those are halved, so we use about half a cup here. And I have some chopped cucumbers that I'm gonna add, and they add a nice crunch and freshness.
Those are actually Persian cucumbers. Those are the little cucumbers that you can find in the grocery store these days. They oftentimes come packaged in a set of 5 or 6 or something like that. They tend to be a little bit more tender than the regular American cucumber. They have no seeds.
And
they're available,
sweet.
very, very sweet tasting. We use them raw, obviously, but you can actually also cook them, saute them, fry them. So.
We also added some, about half a cup of chopped bell peppers, and we kind of chose the yellow, orange, red just to add more color and have a nice look at on our salad.
Remember that any vegetable or fruit you pick with lots of strong colors are rich in beta-carotenes. So beta-carotenes is one of those phytochemicals that protect you from cancer as well as help prevent cardiovascular disease.
Yes, and actually we recommend to eat the color of the rainbows in a week because all those antioxidants that are so helpful for our health actually can, they're pigments in different foods, so they come in different colors. So the green, the purple, the red, the yellow, the orange would be good to eat in a week. We have some chopped red onion here. You could add more or less depending on how much you like onion, but that's nice to add some flavor. So I'm gonna add this for the purple color. And then some Mediterranean ingredient. We use Kalamata olives. You could use any kind of olive you like, of course. We chose Kalamata, and those are high in healthy fats that are our health, monounsaturated fats. And it's about half a cup here. So after adding all those ingredients, I'm going to add the dressing, which is quite simple to make. It requires only olive oil and red wine vinegar.
Dressing.
Also, we added a clove of garlic, and an Italian blend, which you can find in a store. I mean, this is just oregano, but and black pepper. But you can buy in a store Italian blend or Italian herbs. So it has a mixture of oregano, rosemary, and thyme. So those three we used. So the dressing looks like this, and I'm gonna add it to the salad, and then mix very well. So then the dressing can coat every single vegetable and bean, and marinate a little bit more the raw vegetables. This is a salad that you could pack for lunch. You could have as a side dish for dinner, or you could eat for breakfast if you want, why not? But what's nice about it, it can actually be stored in the fridge for 3 days. It would probably be good up to 4 or 5 days, but the red onion is not going to taste that fresh, so kind of eating it within the next 3 days would be the goal here. And then at the end, we're going to add some crumbled feta cheese, which will add some nice saltiness, texture, and flavor. And I'm going to sprinkle that on top. That you could add and mix it with and let it sit in the fridge, or you could just mix the salad the way I showed you, and then before serving you kind of sprinkle the feta and also some basil leaves that we have here cleaned, and I'm just going to break them because they're usually very delicate, and if you cut them with a knife you bruise them, so it's up to you if you want to break them with your fingers or just cut them.
I use scissors.
Or scissors, yes, why not? Anything will work. If it does the job, that's the idea. And you know, I didn't do a great job here. They're kind of large, rather large. And you could, as I said, mix it more or just kind of leave it on top of your salad, and voila, you have a delicious, nutrient-packed, very high fiber type of salad. Half a cup of beans will add up to 7 grams of fiber, which is quite a bit compared with your regular vegetables or fruits. So they're one of the highest actually in fiber per serving type of foods. And as I said, it has a combination of both insoluble, that's good for colon health, or soluble, which can help you lower your blood cholesterol and blood sugar. We're gonna have, so Sabine will demonstrate the next bean salad that we have, and then after that shortly we're gonna have samples of both salads for you to taste, and also we have recipes cards for both of the recipes, so if you would like to try it at home, it's quite easy to make. Thank you.
So how much calories per serving, and how big is the serving?
Calories, roughly I would estimate probably somewhere around 300-400 if you use like a cup as a serving, because it has quite a bit of ingredients and the dressing, but which would be very appropriate if you use it for a meal.
Yeah.
Or even with extra.
You get 7 to 8 grams of protein for half cup. So if you eat a cup, you probably get like 14 grams. That's the equivalent of like 2 ounces of meat or chicken. You will get some fat, obviously, from the olive oil. You get 14-15 grams of fiber, which is over half of the recommended allowance. So that's amazing. And then, of course, you get the isoflavones, you get phytoestrogens, you get all kinds of other phytochemicals that help lower your cholesterol, help your blood sugars be absorbed properly. It's quite a wonder food, actually, you know, altogether.
Yeah, and it's filling because of the fiber. And what's good to remember, I mean, you know, as I said, it's probably, we don't have the nutrition analysis of this, but it's under 500 calories, and you know, the regular fare of a sandwich, or, you know, if you would eat that for lunch, would be definitely much more.
Yeah. Beans also have carbohydrates in them, like starches that are not fibers, but not as much as bread, for example, or rice or other grains. So a bean is a really unique food that provides protein, provides carbohydrates, obviously a lot of fiber. So it can really make up a meal. It doesn't have to be just a side dish, you know. So it's one of those pretty perfect vegetarian meals. It's not vegan because it has a little bit of feta in it. But it's extremely versatile and
it can be filling, as you said,
helpful.
filling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so our second recipe is way more Northern California. So this is Mediterranean, which is obviously awesome. So we chose a cannellini bean, which is an Italian bean that is very soft and almost creamy tasting. So if you didn't want to use a canned product, you would make it yourself, and this one would be relatively easy to cook. Some beans take up to 2 days to cook. This one is much, much easier to cook. And I add this. And instead of adding an additional bean, I actually am going to add chopped snap peas. And we have some samples for those of you that have never seen a snap pea. This is a snap pea. This is actually in season. This does grow right now. So we're going to add that for color and also crunchiness.
You can add them raw, or you can blanch them a little bit to soften if you don't like the crunch.
Yes. It's always a good thing to remember, you don't need to eat vegetables raw. You can if you like, but you don't have to. As a matter of fact, our gut is very much designed to eat foods cooked. So blanching, steaming, throwing them under hot water or something like that actually already is a cooking process. So is pickling or fermenting. That neutralizes certain kinds of enzymes that live on the top of the vegetable, but also actually help to absorb the vitamins and minerals that are actually in the food themselves, because our gut again is designed to actually eat the foods cooked. I will then add an herb that's called dill, and maybe not everybody is familiar with this one. This is very common in Europe, in Northern Europe. I leave a couple of samples out here for you just to taste.
Dill?
It has kind of a fennelly, anise type of after flavor. It's very mild, so I add that. And then I add the same dressing that Elena added to her salad. By the way, the dressing ingredient is on the back of the recipe card. So in the front is the green ingredients, and on the back is the dressing. I add this, then I mix it to coat every part of the beans. And if you do this a day before, then it really soaks in the flavor quite nicely.
Actually, we'd love you to do all 14.
All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dress it up, make it pretty. So I have here a cup of chopped watercress. Watercress is a cruciferous vegetable, or is in the cruciferous vegetable family. You can buy it like this in the store. Has a little bit of a peppery aftertaste. Again, let me give you some samples here to try. It's very pleasant and a nice little change from the classic spinach or butter lettuce or
it is peppery like
romaine.
arugula.
Yeah.
Has that a little bit spicy, peppery taste, just like arugula.
So I spread this on the plate. Then I add whatever I mixed here.
You want to take one of those?
I will. Okay. I'll just take one.
All right. And then I add something that you might have never tried before. It's called a watermelon radish. When you cut it open, it's bright pink. It has a little bit of a sharpness because it is in the daikon family, but it's more mild like the classical breakfast or French radishes that you might know in red in the store. It is in season right now, so if you go to the farmer's market, you can absolutely buy this. Again, let me give you some samples to try just to see how they taste.
In Chinese, it's called shimrei, and it's basically kind of, it means that are beautiful because of the pink color. It's also called heirloom Chinese daikon radish or watermelon radish.
Yeah. It adds a little crunch, and these ones are actually a little pale. Some of them are bright, bright, bright pink, and that's really pretty, as a matter of fact.
And they're very good when you pickle them, too.
It looks like a beet, but it's actually in the radish family. Yeah. So we actually call this the girl salad because of the pink and the green, you know. Anyway, so then last but not least, I'm adding what is called a ricotta salata, which is not the usual ricotta that you know in the store, the creamy one that you add to the lasagna. This one has been aged a little bit and has more salt in it, so it tastes a little chewy. Again, I'm going to give you some samples to try. But it adds a little salt to it and another little crunch. Again, if you were to look for a vegan recipe, I would say leave it out. Other than that, it adds a wonderful combination of mild and creamy, peppery, as well as crunchy flavors and textures to one meal. So you can see, obviously, this is so Northern California. What can I say? You know, it uses ingredients that are grown here, that are in season, that are prettily put together. Yeah, by all means, try it.
And we have the samples already. The
samples are coming right there, but you could also, you know, present it as is on the table,
I love it.
and nobody will begrudge you that you're serving a bean salad.
Yes. Looks really, really good.
Okay, very good then.
Thank you so much
thank you
for
for
your attention.
And if you have any questions, we will be hanging around here after this presentation. All right.
Keep this when we wash them.